Hello preppers and homesteaders or preppersteaders. What a beautiful day out here today. I'm going to go over our 5 top must-have items for homesteading that we found that we just can't live without. If you don't know much about us, we've been homesteading in Arkansas and the Ozarks now for a little over a year, but before that we also had a homestead in Wisconsin for over 10 years, and we've learned a lot. I'm going to go over these 5 items that are relatively inexpensive. As much as I would like to say our solar system and things like that are must-haves, these other items really are must-haves that I use all the time. Let's get into that right now. Just wanted to add, they are not going to be in any particular order. They're all essential, and let's get into that. Okay, this is not brand specific, but it is the type. It is going to be one of the 18-volt cordless tool sets. And what do I mean by tool sets? It's one of those kits where you get the complete set. You get a circular saw, a drill, a saw, like a sawzall, and as you can see, this stuff is used all the time. And my 2 most used items out of that set are the impact gun, and I think it's the nibbler or whatever it's called, but I use this stuff all the time. You can do everything with a set like this. If you don't have a table saw, you can still use this. You can take a sheet of plywood, measure it out, take a 2x4, put it across, screw that 2x4 down, and use this guide, and you can cut straight cuts. I did not have a table saw here for a long time when we first got here. I cut everything with this, and this uses the same, they all use the same batteries. This, you can get wood blades, you can get metal blades. This tool, if you've never used one of these, this thing is just phenomenal. This little blade circulates like that, and you can cut straight in and cut straight cuts into areas where you can normally not do that. Can't get a saw there, can't get, something just doesn't fit just a little bit. You can slide this little blade in there. I mean, it is a small little blade, and just nibble it in there. Obviously, drill, everybody needs a drill. Gets a lot of use. The impact gun. This thing, I didn't know this originally. I was given a cordless screwdriver years ago. Horrible. This impact gun blows it away. I used to strip the heads off screws and with the screw gun and all that. For some reason, this impact gun works phenomenal. And you can get, as stated, it's an impact gun. You can get the adapter to put sockets on here. I use this to take off lug nuts. Oh, one thing I'm going to go over really quick. If you haven't switched, the greatest thing ever was using the hex head screws. I've reused hex head screws multiple times. For Phillips head screws, they get stripped right away. These hex head screws, greatest thing ever. And I get these, and this is cool too. It's not brand specific, but you just, quick change, you just pull that out, the little chuck. It's got a hex fitting in there, and you can get all the adapters to fit this. I'm going to put it in the links about that. And then the batteries. These batteries are quick change. This is the double size, but it's an 18-volt lithium battery. And then I've got smaller ones. I'm not showing you in the kit, but it comes with the kit that I got. There's also a light. The light is in the house right now. We're using it. Jenny's using it for something. And then I also bought a spotlight that uses the same battery. And I'll show you the rest of the stuff that I got. Okay. The other thing that I have here that is pretty nice to have is a charging station. So you can't really see it too good here, but down here, the tools hang here. I've got them all out on the floor, unfortunately, but I can see I've got spare batteries, and then the chargers go up here, and then this little rack, I got it off Amazon. It holds all the tools when they're not in use, go onto this little rack, and then it's got a power strip on the back that it's plugged in, and I've got the chargers in there. And as you can see, I'm a big fan of electrical. I've even got the Greenworks, the 80 volt for like bigger things like chainsaws and things like that. And that RYOBI kit that I have, it did come with a nice little bag. I'll be honest, I never use the bag. Tool set like this, either RYOBI, Milwaukee, you know, DeWalt, yellow, green, whatever, red, whatever you like. Just, it's the tool set itself. And then you might ask, are we worried about lithium batteries catching on fire? I've got two humongous ones here powering the whole homestead. I've got, you know, all these RYOBI batteries. I always keep them charged. I'm not worried about it. I don't buy generic batteries. I don't drop them. I don't puncture them. But granted, I have punctured a battery, and yeah, they can catch on fire. So you got to be careful with them. One of the next best things to have on the homestead is a good set of gloves. I'm talking cowhide, tough leather. These gloves are my favorite, and they are wildland firefighting gloves. And as you can see, I've got a hole there, starting to get a hole there, and these gloves are years old. I use these things all the time, and they just recently failed out here. And they are just phenomenal gloves. I bought them years ago for rappelling gloves for rock climbing, and they've held up longer than any other gloves I've had. I bought some cheaper gloves from Sam's Club recently, and they lasted like a month, and they were leather. So you want to get good American-made cowhide gloves, or like I said, there's two schools of thought. You can buy like a $20 pair of gloves like this, and hopefully they'll last you over a year, or buy multiple pairs of cheap gloves and just have them around at all times. I keep a set in the truck. I keep a set in the UTV, the four-wheeler, the everywhere. Just so I always have, I've got gloves laying all over the place, just so I always have a set. Because the one time you don't wear a pair of gloves is the one time you get thorns in your hand, or you cut your hand. So having a good set of gloves is essential. Okay, I'm gonna go over another essential item that we use all the time, and that is a good wheelbarrow. And we actually have two. We just upgraded our original one, but we love the double wheel wheelbarrows that have two wheels, and you can set them flat on the ground. The only thing that we didn't like about that one is, I'll show you. It's got air in the tire now, but we get a lot of flats out here. The ground is very rocky. So we just upgraded recently to, I'll grab it over here. We just upgraded to this wheelbarrow. It's a Husky brand, but brand doesn't really matter. But it has the solid run flat tires. There is some negatives with the solid tires. They are a bit noisier, so it's one of those, depending on your terrain, you may want to go to the air tires, and depending on if you're like us and have really rocky terrain, you're constantly getting flats, you know, go with the solid rubber tires. The solid rubber tires are noisier. The air tires are a softer ride. The solid rubber tires are a little bit bouncier. The big difference too, our other one, the wheels are a little further back. These ones are a little further and narrower in. That one, I believe, is a little bit more stable, but the great thing about both of these is you can carry stuff and they don't want to tip. Where if you have that single wheel, you know, they want to do that. So, but one of the things with the wheelbarrow, yeah, we have an ATV and a cart. We have a UTV and a bed. You don't really need those. A lot of times a wheelbarrow is just quicker. And I wanted to add, I don't know where it is right now, but Jenny wanted me to add this in there. She said it goes in conjunction with the wheelbarrow. We have a children's sled. It's like a, you know, just a toboggan for winters, for sledding. Or they sell the same ones for like ice fishing. In the wintertime, when she can't use the wheelbarrow, she will use the sled. And we've used the sled to haul firewood. She hauls hay with these every day for the animals. It's the sled can be used for the same thing. And the sleds are like $15, $20 at a, you know, Menards or some type of store like that that sells a little bit of everything. You can even get it probably at Walmart or something like that. But wheelbarrows, just worth their weight. Like I said, if you want a UTV or an ATV and you don't have a lot of land, because realistically, we have a lot of land, but most of our infrastructure is pretty close together. So a lot of times, it's just so much easier to grab a wheelbarrow. I've hauled firewood in these. You can carry a lot of weight easily, you know, without breaking your back. So a wheelbarrow has been essential for us. And as we get older, we've decided to go with these double wheel ones, because these double wheel wheelbarrows are just so much more stable, easier to control. They don't want to, the ground here is very wonky, so they don't want to tip like a regular wheelbarrow. You take that single wheel and it always wants to pivot on you, where these are a lot more stable. They're still a little tough going uphill with them, you know, but on the same note, I could go get the four-wheeler if I wanted to, but it's one of those things, if we didn't have a four-wheeler and didn't have a UTV, I could do all the same work with a wheelbarrow. And they are, compared to a UTV or ATV, a lot more affordable. And that green one over there, these are now plastic, both of them. I was a little worried because our old wheelbarrow we had was metal. We switched to the plastic. We left one in Wisconsin at our old homestead. It was identical to that green one. It had a crack in the bottom that had cracked multiple times. I took a Gorilla tape and taped it, and it held, and it was still holding when we left it there. We just forgot it, whatever, I don't know how it, so we ended up, luckily we had a spare in a box of that green one back there, and it's the exact model, and it has lasted us for years. The only thing we like about, one more thing that we do like about the little one versus the big one, this bigger one just has the two handles. This little one has a bar going across, so you can grab it one-handed really easy and just kind of walk around. So I am gonna bolt on a bar here. That is one thing that I would do to a wheelbarrow. And this one, the sticker says Cali Green Tools. These are, you can get those all over the place, multiple different names, they're all about the same. We may upgrade to tubeless tires on that too, just because it is such a good little wheelbarrow. They're both really good. So, totally unrelated, but related. I want to give a thanks to Super Clean. They've always helped out and sent us product here to use on the homestead, and they are giving some away. So there's going to be an Easter egg in this video, and the first person to comment with what the Easter egg is in the comments, Super Clean will send you some good products. But I just want to show you this really quick, because this is disgusting. But this bathroom is going to be used soon, but having a good cleaner is essential, but it's always good to have one. Oh my God, oh my God. I will do that later. The next item I'm gonna lump together because it's gonna vary on your homestead location and what you all do, but I'm gonna say good hand tools, yard hand tools, such as a shovel, a hard rake, and here in the Ozarks, a pickaxe. We use these items all the time. We do some controlled burns here, and we use this a lot for that, but this has just so many uses. You can rake hay, you can just rake gravel, we use it a lot. The pickaxe, if you need to dig anything here, you need to start with the pickaxe. The ground is so hard. And then a shovel can just be used for, you know, digging, scooping, spreading, you know, smoothing, just so many uses. And hand tools are relatively inexpensive. I gotta show you this because this is just gonna be unbelievable to you. So my old dump in Wisconsin, they had a section that if things were garbage, but they really weren't garbage, you could set it there and anybody going to the dump could take it. I got this cement rake. Somebody's throwing it away. This thing's awesome. I've used it so much and it was free. I have gotten so many tools for free or inexpensive at garage sales and things like that. People literally give this stuff away. you know, the handles start fading, you get a crack in the handle, you can buy new handles. You can fix the old handle. Take 2 pipe clamps and, you know, a metal bar and you can fix it. It's one of those things. Just, if somebody's giving it away, take it. If it's cheap, go look at it. That's the best advice I was given years ago. So good hand tools that fit your homestead and location. So valuable on the homestead. And they shouldn't cost you a lot of money. The last item that has been essential, and this will vary on your homestead, but on our homesteads, this has been essential. We have solar. We're off-grid, hybrid, regardless. We have 110 electric that can kill you. What is one device that I carry with me all the time? And this is another one like the power tools. It doesn't matter the brand or whatnot, but you want a little, turn it on, a tester. You can just test if something is electric wire. So red, you're dead. That's how military, we used to use that terminology a lot of times, you know, red, you're dead. Rock climbing, use that, you know, if your carabiner wasn't closed, there was a little strip of red. They used to say that all the time. Now it's not politically correct, but I'll still use it because it is true. I'm messing with a lot of electrical stuff in here, and a lot of times I flip the breaker panel. I've got things marked well, but sometimes things get wonky and I double check all the time, and this has saved me. So you can see, you know, Starlink, oh, red, it's on, you know. So here's the switched. This one's got a skinny tip on it. You can actually stick it into an outlet. You can just take it and just stick it in there. See, red, and same thing with, these are all hot. This is one of those small items, less than $20. I think this was like $12 at Home Depot. You can get them, I'll put a link for some Amazon ones. I'm probably gonna buy more of these because I wanna keep one in the house. I wanna keep one in the shop here, and then one in my toolkit. It's so much quicker than what I used to do, where I would flip the breaker and then take like a little fan and plug the fan in all the time. And it works, you know, or a little light, but sometimes you run into wires that are crossing through things and they don't have the end on them, and it's just the wire itself. So, you know, just as an example, and then I'll show you this. This is a hot mess. Okay, this is a totally hot mess. So, ooh, you know, it's just horrible, like just complete. But the good thing is, as you can see, everything is disconnected. And how do I know that? At least on this end, but you don't always have that luxury. Because speaking of that, here's another spot, you know. All right, everything's off. 2 AAAs, and then it's got a little clippy on it so you can, you know, carry it in your pocket. Or if you have really ugly, goofy pants that I got on clearance, you know, you can, it's got a little flappy thing for those. And then once again, I wanted to give a big thanks to Super Clean, because they've really helped out on this homestead, and their products actually work really good. I've big fan of the spray bottle, just that they're basic cleaner, but I really like this one because it's like a brake cleaner, but it doesn't burn my hands. So, because I used to use brake cleaner for like everything, and this is like the same, it's aerosol, so it's got some force to it and blows a lot of the grease off, and I use it quite a bit. So, and I will say they did send me some of this product to use, and they did offer to give one of the viewers some too. So like I said, there's an Easter egg in there somewhere, and it's kind of fun to do stuff like this because I don't have the money to just give stuff away. I wish I did, because I'd totally do it, because it'd be fun. Because my viewers, you all are the greatest, and I I really appreciate it. So, but yeah, but I also want to add, what are your homestead essentials that you cannot live without? I would love to hear yours. So in the comments, please comment away. And more exciting stuff coming. This week I'm going with a friend. We're going down to the Buffalo River, Buffalo River, one of the creeks, whatever. We're gonna do a little bug out scenario and test out some water filters. And hopefully, hopefully they work. Big news, if you saw my other video on suppressors, I just purchased a suppressor. It got approved in less than 10 days. So if you're thinking about one, still a good time. So hopefully that was helpful. Until next time, thanks again. Bye. Till next time, bye. Hey camera, I'm still waiting for the temperature in my water to be perfect. It's still warming up. I'm gonna end it there. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I gotta support this shirt because it was a gift. I love it. Thank you. So thanks again. Bye. Jeez, that was, yeah, that's gonna take a little bit more time than I have right now, but Super Clean can be used on everything on the Homestead, and yeah. Bye.